In the wake of Donald Trump's numerous recent social media rants attacking various prosecutors investigating his possibly unlawful acts, and his claim over the weekend that he will be indicted on Tuesday, many House and Senate Republicans have been rushing to his defense, wrongly claiming he is the victim of a political prosecution. At least 2 former federal prosecutors are blasting them, with one saying it is illegal to interfere with an ongoing criminal investigation, and another warning Republicans are engaging in obstruction of justice and are becoming accessories after the fact. On Saturday, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy slammed Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who is expected this week to indict the former president. "Here we go again, an outrageous abuse of power by a radical DA who lets violent criminals walk as he pursues political vengeance against President Trump," McCarthy wrongly told Americans. "I'm directing relevant committees to immediately investigate if federal funds are being used to subvert our democracy by interfering in elections with politically motivated prosecutions." McCarthy's tweet was highly criticized, including by retired Democratic U.S. Congressman John Yarmuth of Kentucky. "I may end being not fully accurate, but Kevin McCarthy may be implicitly endorsing falsifying business records, tax fraud, campaign finance crime, and more, including obstruction of justice, when undermining the justice system is exactly what his tweet does," tweeted Yarmuth. McCarthy didn't stop there. "Alvin Bragg is abusing his office to target President Trump while he's reduced a majority of felonies, including violent crimes, to misdemeanors. He has different rules for political opponents," McCarthy alleged on Sunday. "Republicans stopped the radical D.C. crime law, and we will investigate any use of federal funds that are used to facilitate the perversion of justice by Soros-backed DAs across the country." Some Republicans injected what many see as the GOP's increasing embrace of anti-Semitism into their attacks against Bragg. U.S. Senator J.D. Vance, ROH, on Sunday tweeted, "Alvin Bragg is bought by George Soros. He allows violent criminals to walk the streets of New York City, but will prosecute the likely Republican nominee and former president on a baseless misdemeanor charge. These people are trying to turn America into a third-world country." Elise Stefanik, Republican New York, the chair of the House Republican Conference and an ultra-mega extremist, also used the Soros reference, which experts have said can be anti-Semitic. "The Soros-backed woke prosecutor Alvin Bragg must testify under oath before Congress." Attorney and writer David Lurie, pointing to both McCarthy's and Vance's tweets, wrote, "GOP politicians like McCarthy, Trump and J.D. Vance now routinely include anti-Semitic conspiracism in their political rhetoric." He linked to this article he wrote at public notice. J.D. Vance is advancing a claim that a Jew bought a respected prosecutor, who just happens to be black, Lurie added. Double bigotry in just one tweet. U.S. Senator Rick Scott, Republican Florida, also engaged in the anti-Semitic Soros-backed reference. "Speaker McCarthy is right," Scott tweeted, "and I fully support his call for an investigation. No federal dollars should be used to prop up this radical, Soros-backed activist attorney or his gross political attacks." U.S. Senator Steve Daines, Republican Montana, on Sunday said District Attorney Bragg should focus on the violent criminals terrorizing New York instead of pursuing politically motivated charges against Donald Trump. On Monday, a former federal prosecutor for 30 years, Glenn Kirshner, issued a warning for Republicans. "In a very real sense, congressional Republicans who use their power and their office to thwart criminal prosecutions of Donald Trump are becoming accessories after the fact to Trump's crimes. They are obstructing justice. And we can expect it to continue if it goes unaddressed." Kirshner was responding to this tweet from noted Harvard professor of law, retired, Lawrence Tribe. House Republicans are gathered at a luxury resort near Disney World where House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan, Republican Ohio, and senior GOP leaders are preparing to demand testimony from members of Manhattan DA's office amid reports of an imminent Trump indictment. Monday afternoon Jordan and his colleagues did just that, sending a letter to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, demanding he hand over communications and testify before Congress to explain his prosecution of Trump. Was the Manhattan DA's office in communication with DOJ about their investigation of President Trump? Jordan tweeted. Was the Manhattan DA's office using federal funds to investigate President Trump? Alvin Bragg Ozark Committee answers. In response, U.S. Representative Ted Lieu, Democrat California, an attorney and former military prosecutor with the U.S. Air Force Judge Advocate General's Corps, called Jordan's actions illegal.